All right, you're with Al, and this is Down the Line, episode 3. Hope everyone's doing all right. So this week, just to start with, I'm going to have a little catch up with the Biff. So we'll talk about how we've been practicing at home, what we've been doing, how he's been building a car, apparently. And then we're going to bring in a lad called Brendan Lawlor. Brendan is one of the best disability golfers on the planet currently. He's ranked number 4 in the world. He's been as high as number 2 in the past. So just talking to him about how he's got to that level and the opportunities he's had within disability golf. Plays a lot on the EDGA Tour, which is the European Disability Golfers Association, which Paul has recently become an ambassador for as well. So we'll find out from Brendan how he's got to the level he's at, having recently turned pro off scratch, how he started the game. He didn't start till late, and the way that he did start the game and got into it is a brilliant story, and I think it's something a lot of people could learn from. And then we'll talk about how that game's moving forward, how disability golf is pushing all the time for more recognition, and actually, you know, it's a global game. You don't need to watch us really, you can have us playing in the background as usual, and yeah, let's go. Side hat.
I've gone for the shield today. I'm going for the shield look rather than the Wilson. I'm going to go with the shield. I'm going to do shield in the middle.
What's it say on the back?
I don't like that bit.
What's it say on the back of your hat there? What's the little
advisory? I've got others with my name on, like full name.
I'm one of them.
Full wearing. Well, I wear it backwards so everyone knows who I am, because otherwise no one's got a clue.
Get your hair sticking out the front of it as well.
Yeah. So we're going with that look today. So
we've got someone coming on in a little bit, but just a little. Mate, I like catching up with you. So what's been happening? You've been, if you follow Paul on Instagram, you see he's not been doing much golf, has he? He's just been doing car stuff. I've seen. He's got a new lift. A new lift for his car, haven't you?
Well, I've had the lift a while. I've only just had the time to set it up and actually start using it. I've got so much to do on that car, and I just haven't got around to it. I'd rather go and do a track day than spend a day working on it. So as I can't go and do any track days, I thought, well, I may as well go and do some work on it.
So you've not hit many golf balls, I'm guessing, that being the case? Or...
No, you know what? I've done enough. Like the way I've done me garage now, I can have that bay set up as it's, pull the curtain over and hit balls the other side. It doesn't make a difference. So I can still do little bits here and there. And to be honest, mate, I'm just doing little and often.
It's always been your way, hasn't it, anyway?
Yeah, so I'll just hit a couple of balls, do a couple of tests. I've sent a couple of videos to Graham Walker, my coach. And then I'll just go outside and just do a few chips and putts and stuff around the chipping and putting green and stuff. So I'm just keeping myself ticking over. What I'm scared of, in total honesty, is not seeing a ball flight for months and months and months, doing a load of work, and then coming out and the ball flight not matching what you think it should because you've done so much work indoors, relying on technology.
Yeah, well, I haven't got the technology. I've just been hitting into a net. Like this yesterday, I was like, my swing feels really good, but you could get on the golf course and it could go sideways, and you're like, that's what's been happening.
It looks pretty, but I haven't got a clue where the golf ball's going. So I've set like start lines up and stuff, so I know the ball's starting on line, and again, spin rate off technology is saying it's going straight. So
it's always a bonus.
I think we're all right.
Mate, on that, I was listening to Lowry the other day, and he said he's not picked a golf club up for 5 weeks and doesn't intend to until you know the first event. So probably like he'll start practicing maybe middle of May, which is probably going to be like 8 weeks off for him, which not touching a club, like literally.
You know what? That doesn't surprise me too much. I was played with Brooks at HSBC Abu Dhabi last year, and I was just speaking to him because we went. Where did we go? We went Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and then Saudi. He wasn't playing Dubai. He was just going to go and have a week off. So, where are you going to go and practice? And he's like, I'm not. I'm going down to Mauritius or the Maldives or wherever with the missus for a week. Not even going to touch a club till Saudi. I was like, oh, like, do you not practice that much in between tournaments? He said, no, if I'm having an off week, I'll have an off week unless I'm around majors. Like, oh, perfect. But on that, right, you say Rory's not going to do anything and Brooks might not do anything. But, like, there's other players, like, I think someone like Justin Rose will still be hitting quite a lot of golf balls at the moment. Padre can probably still hitting a lot of golf balls. I think it just depends on the player half the time.
Padre's videos are brilliant, by the way, if anyone's watching them at the minute. Mate, what an opportunity to learn.
Padre, Wilson, there you go, Bosh. Love it. Love what you've done there.
To learn from someone that has literally been one of the best in the world short game, and that's what most of his stuff's on. And his short game, probably one of the best you've ever seen it, like, of anyone. And he's highly entertaining.
He is quality.
So you've set your simulator up now, haven't you? You've got that all done. You did that a while ago, didn't you?
Yeah, so my nets and projector and all up. So I'm actually waiting on the PC. I ordered a PC a couple of months ago, like spec'd it up for golf.
You can play courses and that on it.
Yeah, exactly that. But I might have overspec'd it a little bit because I might put a racing simulator in. I don't know yet. I'm an absolute clown, honestly.
Typical.
My missus bought me Porsche Lego bits. I bought just racing games. I'm doing up a car in the garage.
Need to grow up, mate. Well. Need to grow up. Before everything, it wasn't before, was it? It was only the other week it got announced, but you've been announced as ambassador for the EDGA, which is, excuse me, the European Disabled Golf Association, just known as EDGA now.
I played British Masters at Hillside last year. And I played the Pro-Am with some of the players from the EDGA. So Caroline Moore, Juan Postigo, Asa, and Brendan Lawlor. And I just found it really eye-opening. Played with, I mentioned him before, Juan. Honestly, mate, he's right leg amputee above the knee. Doesn't use a prosthetic. Just gets around the golf course on crutches, and he flagged it all day and ripped it like 280, 290. Ripped it absolutely middle bat every time. I was like, oh, how good are you?
Did he beat you?
Yeah, he probably did. And Brendan did. And I think Caroline did as well.
Never good in a Pro-Am.
Terrible in Pro-Ams.
In a Pro-Am, when your amateurs are beating you, mate, it's not good.
With the European Tour now, we've got a few events that the disabled golfers are playing, the EDGA are playing in before us over the weekend. So they're playing Saturday and Sunday of our tournaments before we tee off. So it's the same tee, same flags. So it's not easy. They haven't set the golf course up any differently. It's our Sunday flags, and the guys going out and playing tournaments on it, and it's quality. We're just trying to get more and more tournaments involved in it, and I think it's a massive thing, really.
Brendan, who we've got coming on, when you played with him at Hillside, you said you don't think you've seen anyone putt as good as him in your life.
Nah, mate. So, honestly, absolute blade. Absolute blade.
That would be good to speak to him.
Hey! All right, son.
All right, mate.
Crack, how are you?
So how's it going, mate? What have you been up to?
Yeah, just chilling. Doing a good bit of exercise, stretching, trying to keep active and stuff, hitting a few balls. It's all you can do, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Mate. We just had a conversation then about Rory not really touching a golf club for months and months and months, but are you still swinging a little bit? Are you still hitting a couple of balls where you can?
Yeah, I'm trying to hit probably 20 to 30 balls a day just to keep the swing going. So it's not, when you do get back, it's going to be familiar and fresh. But doing a bit of chipping, trying to keep the short game sort of sharpish, because that can go pretty quick. So
I think it's a bit of touch in it when you haven't practiced for that. Just hitting a few chip shots, chipping onto a towel or something, just to keep that touch a little bit. I think that's swing wise.
That's important.
Had your season started before this come in then, or do you not start the season yet?
No, my last event was in Australia at the end. Well, it was at the start of December. It's quite late.
Right.
So our year really, it starts probably, our busy end of the year is November and December. That's when we sort of get the big events. That's what we prepare ourselves for, the big events at the end of the year.
I know you play a lot now alongside the European Tour, but I guess your season runs are pretty much similar when you see the big events at the end of the year, similar to European Tour, isn't it?
Yeah. So the European Tour events sort of happen near the end of the year, like Dubai, and then Australia's run, the Australian Open is run by Australian PGA. That's a fantastic run event. We were playing that last 3 years. So a guy called Christian Hamilton is the organizer of all that, and we play in between groups. It's the very same as playing on the European Tour events. So
class.
That's unbelievable too.
Yeah, it's quality. Because obviously they talked about maybe speed being an issue, but obviously if you're playing in between groups, it's not a problem at all, is it?
No, like we played in between groups the very first year. It was like we were as a trial run to see would we slow things up, how it would go. It went really well. We didn't slow anyone up. I think tour players take their time as it is. And
we are slow.
I didn't want to say you were slow, but you do take your time.
The main bulk of your tour, is that part of EDGA? Is that what they that's the main thing for them now, is running the tour and creating that.
Yeah, so basically what I try to do is I try to play 5-6 events on the EDGA calendar, because it's important to keep your ranking. You have to keep it in the top 5, or else you're not going to get the top opportunities.
Okay.
So that's my major goal, just to try and play probably 4 to 5 EDGA events. If I can win 1 or 2, it'd be great. But the main thing is to keep your ranking where it is in the top 5, and then obviously that will attract sponsors and all that sort of thing to help you out with tournaments. And then if you're getting the help, you can travel more, which is fantastic too.
Is that European ranking you're talking now? You're talking world ranking?
No, that's the world ranking.
So didn't you get up to like world number 2 at one point?
Yeah, I was world number 2 for a few weeks or something. But then the divider started evening itself out. And then I'm number 4 now. It's not bad, but I'd like to be number 1 at some stage.
Why couldn't we get number 1 here? What happened to number 1?
You haven't got the pull, mate. You haven't got to pull in your channel out to get the world number 1.
He's busy, that fella.
I was just explaining before, at the European Tour events, you play off the same tees and the same flag positions and everything that we do. It's not like there's nothing given, is there? It's tough. It's different sort of style of golf, isn't it?
Yeah, like I was saying to the guys there, like the chances we're getting a class is off the same tees, same course. But it is hard. Like, it's a huge step up. And even I was saying, even thinking of making the EDGA courses a wee bit longer for the gross categories to prepare ourselves for challenges like that.
That makes sense, really.
Yeah, because like golf, not for us at the minute, but it's a long hitter's game. Like, it's turned into a big hitter's game. You need to be hitting it over 300 on the likes of the courses you play.
The first time I'd seen anything to do with EDGA really was in Dubai, Race to Dubai, and you played that event, and playing off the back tees around there, that golf course, playing like that is so different from playing your regular members course. And what I guess you've been used to, what I'm used to playing, and you get on those tour events and it's like, wow, this is completely different. But it takes a bit of time to adapt, doesn't it? I think it's not just about going out and playing golf and you can just hit the ball around same as you would somewhere else, because the challenge is different, the putting's different, the chipping, landing spots, everything like that are completely different. And I think it's that adaptation. It takes a little bit of time. And I'm sure, Paul, when you got on tour, that probably took you, maybe a season or so, did it, to kind of get used to that sort of thing? And
the thing that always got me was the flag positions. Like, pins are actually cut on little sort of slopes and stuff. So the 3 and 4 foot putts are difficult. And then what you find you start doing is you start like bailing out a little bit and playing a bit too safe and start hitting the middle of the greens. But because you just can't miss it down the side, it's just an instant bogey half the time. But you look at the best in the world, they're still just going to flags. Yeah, they're just still going to flags.
Like, even when we played the course in Dubai, I short-sided myself so many times. And if I went and played again, like, you know yourself that you could pick up so many more shots by just playing conservative. And what I didn't notice about tour courses as well, even though the pins are tight, there's massive landing areas and funnels to the pins. You notice that?
It's ways in, yeah.
Yeah, like there's ways in on a lot of holes. When I played in Australia in December, like I could hit it into a spot of 15 yards beside a green, and all the slope would just funnel it to the hole. So you could miss, like, if you're aiming straight and you veer to left or right, it's still sort of, your shot would still work out all right. So there is
that zone. You've got zones to hit into, and you find
if you miss it the other side, you're knackered.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely knackered.
The rewards are big, but the punishment's massive in it.
That's true. Yeah.
Brendan, did you say, like the other day we were talking? Did you say MENA Tour are getting involved in it as well now?
Yeah, we had 4 starts in the MENA Tour it was meant to be this April. So that's how it starts. Like, it's obviously we're not tour professionals and it'd be hard to make cuts, but it'd still be a great opportunity to just see what it's like on different tours. Like, I've played a Challenge Tour event, I've been at a European Tour event, and now just to experience the MENA Tour, just to see the difference, how the courses are set up, or even the caliber of players, because obviously MENA Tour players could turn into PGA Tour or European Tour players. So it'd be nice to see how good they are as well. Just can they make it to that next level? And
Minotaur's strong now as well. Minotaur's the Middle East and North Africa golf tour, but I mean they play all over the place. Egypt, Dubai, all over the Middle East. Thailand, I think they've had a few events. It's really strong tour. So to get that experience I think I mean, we always talk about it, don't we? The exposure and everything, but to get involved and just getting used to playing those events it's priceless, really.
What you always find is with those satellite events, the top end that do get off that and onto European tour, the top end's always really strong. They're always a good group of players. The same on any tour, Challenge Tour, Euro, Pro, Mina Tour. The strong top golfers can make it onto tour. So they're really, really good. You'll see some top quality golfers on those tours.
Yeah, like even Challenge Tour, I think it's 15 players come off every year. Challenge Tour, and a lot of them are competing the following year. Like I don't know, Jack Senior.
Yeah.
He's
a Wilson player. Well done. Hey,
he's a Wilson player. But he was flying this year before all this stuff happened.
Yeah,
I followed his progress after. So he won. There was a Challenge Tour event in Galgorm this year, the ISPS Handa World Invitational, and Jack Senior won that. So I kept track of him after that, and he's some player.
Jack beat our mate Matt Baldwin. He beat him in a playoff there, I think, did he?
Yeah. Matt's lovely as well.
He's not. He's not.
I used to do the carrying the scoreboard at the Irish Open when I was younger, and I was carrying the board for Matt Baldwin. I couldn't believe it because he was a big. I think he was a good player.
Yeah, he got the race to Dubai.
Yeah, he was a good player.
He's very good, yeah.
But he was a household name when I was carrying the board. I was boasting all to the boys. Oh, I have Matt Baldwin. Who do you have? All this crack. No, but he was he would chat to you, have the crack with you. He was dead on.
I've had him.
He's a good lad.
Matt. He is a good lad. We've been mates with him for years and since we were kids, really. Growing up, opportunities-wise, I mean, I don't know, to be honest with you, local golf clubs, I don't really know of any. Certainly juniors, it's difficult to get juniors playing golf at all, but I don't know of any disability golf associations that are sort of promoting golf in juniors in our area, or I don't know of any juniors coming through. So how did you get into the game? Was that a challenge for you to get into it, or were you put in by parents' play, or?
I only started golf at 15, believe it or not. I was quite late coming into it.
Wow.
But a lot of people in Ireland start off a game called pitch-and-putt. Like Shane Lowry started playing pitch-and-putt, same as Paul Carrington. So I played that for years. Started when I was about 4 years old. And I won 2 All-Ireland pitch-and-putts at 16 and 17. This was just after I started golf. So then the pitch-and-putt sort of took a back seat. And I started to play golf. And obviously I was missing lots of greens at the time and had to rely a lot on my short game. And that's when the pitch-and-putt really stood to me. That's how I was building the score. And then as each year went on, I started to hit more greens. I started to get a bit stronger. Because to be honest, I never played when I was young because I wasn't big enough or I wasn't strong enough to hit it far. So I was always smaller than the average person of my age. So at 15, I was filling out slightly as a 15-year-old would do. And started hitting 150 yards and went to the gym. Next summer I was hitting 200 yards. Next summer I was hitting 250. So I just built it up. And it was just a cycle from then on. And I sort of got addicted of trying to become better as people do and to start the game.
What a brilliant way to start the game that is, though, to start from the bottom and build it up like that. You could recommend that to anyone, because you see anyone comes for a lesson that's a beginner, all they want to do, first thing they want to do is pull drive out and smash it as far as they can. That's what they've seen. Build it up, like you just said, then playing pitch and putt, then developing it onto a golf course, then using your short game, then building up, starting hitting it further, learning your own game.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a good way to go.
Just what you've just said there, 2 of the names you've actually mentioned, Shane Lowry and Padraig Harrington, probably 2 of the best short games you're going to see.
Yeah.
And even you, Brendan, to be fair, I've seen you putt.
Yeah, no, I think I had a good day that day.
I wish I'd started like that now.
The good thing about pitch and putt is you play every shot with the same club. So some people might say you're a savvy and you can do anything with the same club. But I only had a 54 degree in my bag up to last year. That was my only wedge.
Really?
So I didn't have a 56, 58 or 60. I literally used to play flop shots and everything with this 54 degree. And I fell in love with the 54 degree. And then when I had a 60 degree, I found out how easy it was to play these shots. I didn't even know. But no, it was an unbelievable game. And I still have the friends I used to play with it. Then they started to play golf. We sort of come up the game together. So you need that too. You need a bit of a social aspect of golf to enjoy it as well.
It is massive, that.
So when you first started, then you first joined the golf club. Then did you play in like just able-bodied medals or?
Yeah. So when I started at 15, it was in the boom in Ireland, and I think I started off at 28. And my first tournament, I had like 52 points or something ridiculous off the LOD. It was something stupid. And I got cut 8 shots that first day. But again, just kept playing and playing. Got the handicap down. I think I got it down to 12 in the first year, which was good.
Right.
Impressive, mate, yeah.
Then I moved to sort of the longer tees, went to the greens, then the blues, then the backs. And then I was asked to play on the under 16. It was like a Monarch Cup. It was a county cup with your club.
Where was this? What club was this at, Brendan? Where are you playing?
I started it's a club called RD Golf Club. It's in County Louth. Right. It's about half an hour from Baltray. Remember Baltray where Lowry won the Open? Lowry won the Open. So started there, got on to all their national team or their club teams and all that sort of stuff. And then when I was 20, I moved to Dundalk Golf Club. So this is when the disability golf was starting to kick off, and I was just coming into it. And obviously it was very, very hard to get funded for events. So Dundalk said they would help me out with events, which was a really nice thing to do. And I really appreciate it to this day. And you need that sort of the first year if you want to sort of make a name for yourself or trying to get into a game. You need that help.
Absolutely.
This was last year. The year before last. I met Shane Lowry in Australia. Played a practice round with him. Never met Shane before. And spent the whole weekend with him at the World Cup of Golf. That was on. We were doing a showcase at it for the ISPS Handa. It was the Disabled Golf Cup we were playing in. So Shane says, when you get home from Ireland or when you get home from Australia, give me a shout and I'll set you up with a golf club deal. And I was like, Jesus, that's fantastic. Never did I think he'd get back to me or I contact him, it'd happen. And I contacted him and he had a Strixon, not a contract around him, but Strixon have set me up for clubs the following week. So they organised a fitting in one of the golf clubs beside me, sent all my specs away, they were done in the tour truck, all that sort of stuff.
It's like Christmas when your boxes rock up, doesn't it? You know, when your clubs rock up to your house, it's like Christmas. It is.
No better feeling.
Al did it the other week with Wilson gear.
I just got
it's
mad.
like Christmas.
I was like, yeah, gonna go out and play golf, and I'm like, no. Hit him in the garage. No mud on the clubs, just like that. It's got that green mat mark on the bottom of my club. That's all I've got. Never seen grass.
Yeah, so when Shane done that, I have a lot of respect for Shane. That's really kick-started. You know, like when you're a kid and you dream about maybe being a pro, I always dreamt about getting stuff for free. I don't know if you've done it. I'd like to be the person that gets sent boxes and open them up and like, oh my God, new clubs or whatever. So the first time I got that sort of feeling, it was unbelievable.
I've never got any clubs for free, mate, to be honest.
Sorry for saying that.
No, Brent, he's taking the piss, mate. He literally robs them out of my garage. Is what he does.
I used Paul's clubs for years. It's like, what clubs are they spec? I don't know, ask Paul.
That's
probably not the best way to go, that really.
What's the end goal, mate? Where do you want to get to? What's the dream, so to speak?
Dream. Every event we have now is a dream, to be honest, because the events we're being invited to, as a disability golfer, you'd never think you'd have the opportunity to play in them or to be rubbing shoulders with McIlroy or with the guys or on the range with them. It's incredible.
Or Waring.
Paul Waring he's the big dog of the lot.
I'm the baldest of the
That's
lot.
on sideways. His egghead. Look at him.
When I started disability golf, you never know where it was going to get to. And obviously, my dream at the start was to make a living through golf. I think that's anyone that plays or is a professional, they want to sort of try and make money through it and support their family, support themselves, all that sort of stuff. But as time went on, obviously, your goals change. And last year's goal was to get to number one. And as the Paralympics got more positive and there was more talk about it, obviously the end goal is the Paralympics now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a greater thing than representing your country as something. I think that there's something special about that.
Because obviously golf's in the Olympics now, but still struggling to get it into the Paralympics for a couple of reasons. But obviously, I think that day will come, and I think it'll come quite soon, to be honest with you.
I think it's normally take over. Whatever comes into the Olympics, normally Paralympics bring in the same sports, don't they? And that's such a massive platform, isn't it? It's such a huge... You look at, someone like Ellie Simmons swimming, like you probably wouldn't have heard of her, like wouldn't have got the opportunity to get that exposure, but everyone knows what an unbelievable athlete she is now because of the Paralympics. And I think to get a sport, the boost it gets from that is just absolutely massive. And, getting it, golf is a sport for all. And I think that just sort of pushes it even more into that rather than getting away what we were talking about before, Paul, getting away from that kind of, it's exclusive.
Yeah, that image. Like, do you ever think, like, you'll know more than I do about this, but there's certain blockers, though, isn't there, with Paralympics? It's, like, obviously, there's different levels of disability that have to be taken into account per sport, doesn't there? And I think that's one of the biggest issues we've got, isn't it, trying to get that right?
It's the biggest issue is the categories of disability, because it doesn't look right handing out 50 medals for 50 different categories. So the way it's working now is with the European Tour, that's bringing more and more golfers out of the woodwork. And we're hopefully going to have, like, how many countries do you need a player from every country? But it's the same with, like, you're not going to have great players in every country. It's the same as professional sport. There's better professionals than others, but you still need the numbers to make it up. And I think that's what we need at the minute.
Is there anything to actually stop you from, say, qualifying for the Open?
Not that I know of, no.
There isn't, is there? I was thinking about this the other day. If you went through qualifying and actually got into the Open, there's nothing to stop you playing, is there? What an amazing thing that'd be. That
would be unbelievable. And
because it's called the Open Championship. It is truly open. That would be unbelievable. That.
What you said there, obviously qualifying and getting there would be unreal. But what maybe opening a spot for a disability golfer that they could play against each other to try and earn a spot to win the Open or to play in it.
Yeah.
That could be another thing. Obviously, that's looking way forward, and that's a big dream.
Oh, yeah.
But the way things are going, and with inclusion in golf and what the European Tour are doing, maybe they could think about something like that, because we're not shabby golfers. We don't hold...
I've seen you boys play. Jesus.
Like, we can get it round. We're good players. So, and maybe it's people would like to see something different. Imagine that. That'd be some crack.
Absolutely, mate.
What you've just said is maybe people want to see something different. And I think it's just people seeing it. It's getting people to see it. And once they do, it's seriously impressive. And I think that it needs a platform for it. And the Open, there's Paralympics,
Ryder Cups. There's all kinds of opportunities you could do. It doesn't have to be down to individual events. You obviously talk about Paralympics stuff, playing for your country. You've got a Ryder Cup option, or a Walker Cup, or whatever you want to call it. It's
like even
the same sort of thing.
Cup, we done a showcase of the President's Cup this year, and we met Tiger. We were talking to him. It was unbelievable. It was a 10-hole match it was Australia against the rest of the world, in a 10-hole match in Royal Melbourne off the back tees. It was unbelievable. And the course was in fantastic
condition. That course was meant to be ridiculous, isn't it, Ron?
I've never played it. I've seen bits. It looks ridiculous.
It looks unreal. Oh, well, it is unreal. Like, the greens are rock solid. It is ridiculous. It's class. But again, like even having a chance to have a chat with Tiger Woods and Arnie Els and all them guys, you never think this would happen just through events or disability golf. So it just goes to show that it's bringing everyone together too, which is incredible.
Quality, mate. Love that.
Brendan, been absolute pleasure, mate, to hear from you, and because it's stuff that it's opened my eyes. I don't think I was aware of the levels that it's at now and the push that it's going. And mate, it seems like you're kind of like the first generation that can really push it, which is a massive opportunity. But it's all on you now, mate. Pressure's on you now.
It's all your shoulders, pal.
It's all you.
Don't mess it up.
No, but even the likes of having Paul there as an ambassador is like, we need guys like him to push it on too. And there's not many guys that might take the chance to be an ambassador. So we all do appreciate his role there too. So I hope you know that too, Paul.
Well, I'm sure you could have picked someone better, mate, but I'm very, very humbled by it.
No, it's incredible. You couldn't have a better man behind it.
What stood out to me then, and I think anyone can take this from golf that's starting to play, but even if you're playing already, starting with the pitch and putt and building it up, how good is that?
Mega. Well, I remember when I was a kid, I played pitch and putt. I went to crazy golf, pitch and putt. You know, the fun elements of golf. That's what it is. You know, how cool would it be? I thought about this the other week. We were in Oman, and they've got like a little par 3 sort of academy course going around it, but they've got the big bucket holes.
Yeah.
It's so much fun because
if
you've got 50 yarder, you're trying to hole it because the hole's so big, and it's like it actually becomes so much more fun. Kids, people starting up for the first time, they're not trying to get it into this tiny little hole. They've got, you know, a chance of holding some long putts and really getting this addiction into the game because they're good at it straight away.
There's no better practice. I mean, we did it on a video, didn't we, in Tenerife at Amarillo, the par 3 course? How good that is for your game. I mean, it was like 40-mile-an-hour winds on that one. You got quite fortunate in the nearest the pin bit, but that's just
and there's out of bounds everywhere. Loved it, and people kept pushing in front of us. Go back and watch that, everyone. It's a good one. That
just to finish up on, I think something a lot of people can take stuff out of is getting to that next level, whatever level you're at, and having to move it on, how you get there and your end goal. And I think having that end goal, not necessarily end goal that doesn't end, but a goal that you're working towards, I think is a big thing in terms of keeping your golf going and keeping your interest up a little bit. I mean, have you got, you personally, mate, have you got something particularly in mind that is your end goal? Like, do you want to win a major? I mean, you've won a European Tour event. Is the next thing win a major, or is it Ryder Cup?
I think Ryder Cup would be amazing. It's hard to say win a major. You know, you don't know what's ever going to happen in a tournament. You know, I've got USPGA and the Open this year, or whenever that is now. You know, there's no reason why you just can't rock up, have your week. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I think Ryder Cup representing your continent, your tour almost, and winning as part of the team is massive. I remember when I used to play for England, there's nothing, winning tournaments is amazing, don't get me wrong, but winning as part of the team, the camaraderie, the pulling for each other, everything else that goes on is mega. And, you know, hopefully we will get to see a Ryder Cup this year. But, you never know. And, you know, I think Ryder Cup's always one of those things that no matter what's on, I always sit down and watch that from start to finish.
Has this kind of done you, the break for getting into Ryder Cup, do you think? Or have you still got
a little bit,
USPGA, I suppose? You win USPGA.
Yeah, I had a decent run last year, which got me into a good position. I think I'd need to go and like win USPGA to even have a sniff. So be able the thing to go and do though.
Yeah, you take that. Yeah, get the major and the Ryder Cup ticked off once a season.
I'll do.
You'd probably retire after that, wouldn't you?
Well, no, me. Yeah, I'll become a car mechanic.
You would, yeah, you would. I'm going to let you go back to your lifts, mate, on your cars and your Lego and whatever one you're choosing to do.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
So that's episode 3 done. Big thanks to Brendan for coming on the channel. I'll leave his social tags in the description for this video, so if you want to give him a follow, just click the links there. If you haven't already subscribed and you want to subscribe, you want to see more of these videos because we don't know when they're coming out, if you could click the little notification bell and subscribe, you'll know when we're posting stuff. But for now, I'll see you next Tuesday. Actually, it's this Tuesday. Come in and I'll give you a clue. That's quite smooth, actually. There's the clue. It's on putting. See you down the line.